I work as a department head, so I have plenty of money, unlike you with no income. You just married your ex-husband because he's a company president, didn't you? Lucky you, living an easy life. The moment Tanya found out my husband is a company president, she started to make snide remarks. I'm so appalled, I can't even bother to argue back. Then one day, I was invited to go on a trip with Tanya and a few others. Honestly, I wasn't willing to go at all. Oh, Millie, I've told everyone that I would pay for the hotel. I think it was about $20,000. Since your husband is a president, you can pay it easily, right? Make sure you pay it to boost my reputation, okay? She laughed as she said something so outrageous. I didn't understand her, so clearly I stated, What? But I'm already home, though. My name is Millie. I spend my days as a housewife. This is largely because my husband, Kevin, is a company president. I could have worked if I wanted to. I have as much motivation to work as anyone. However, Kevin asked me to support him as a full-time housewife. I'm going to be considerably busy compared to others. That's why I'd like you to focus on things in the house. I'll be the one working hard to earn. I gladly accepted his offer. If that was the case, I really wanted to support Kevin seriously. I did my best in cooking and housekeeping. I also studied nutrition to ensure healthy meals and even tried to learn massage for him. Friends often ask me where I met Kevin. Probably because marrying a company president is a situation anyone would envy. In fact, Kevin was my boss. He was known for his strict supervision and was often feared by my colleagues. However, I never had any difficulty with him. Rather, I was very grateful when he scolded me. In that sense, we might have been compatible from the beginning. Millie, what do you think would improve the company? I know that just scolding is not enough. What should I do not to be feared by my colleagues? Most of our conversations were about work. I was also drawn to that dedication. As we discussed various things, Kevin's efforts were recognized, and he was promoted as president. I remember feeling as happy as if it were my own accomplishment. And then we started dating and got married. 2 years after our marriage, we were blessed with a son. We named him Jared and raised him with love. With the birth of our child, Kevin devoted himself even more to his work. He would come home tired and often just go straight to sleep. With less interaction between father and son, I had to make sure to take proper care of Jared. I spent my days thinking this to myself. Thanks to Kevin working so hard, we were able to live happily, even without any fights. But those happy days were terminated because of her. Wasn't Jared wearing those clothes last time? And Millie, your clothes look so poor, I can't stand it. That snide remark was made by Tanya, a mom friend of mine. She did live nearby, but she started interfering excessively after Jared entered daycare. According to other mom friends, Tanya is a working mom and is a department head at a major company. I sighed and replied, It's completely different from the clothes he wore last time. The colors were blue and black. Really? I don't remember that. Who pays attention to what kids wear anyway? If you don't remember, then why did you say that? I didn't want to argue, so I swallowed my words. Tanya continued pompously. But I guess it's inevitable that you can't wear extravagant clothes. After all, you have no income, right? I work as a department head, so I have plenty of money. I guess you can't afford to care about such things. But isn't Millie's husband a company president? I heard it through the grapevine, but maybe I'm mistaken. Kate intervened, saying that. She's another mom friend who works part-time at the same company as Tanya. When Kevin was mentioned, I nodded. That's right, my husband is the one working hard for our family. Honestly, I didn't want to mention that he was a president. Every time I talk about it, it attracts looks. I hated that. I wanted to avoid becoming too conspicuous, but in such a situation, I had no choice but to nod. I couldn't lie. Hearing this, Tanya quickly changed her tone. Oh, really? You should have said so sooner. I misunderstood. So you're a full-time housewife because you don't have to work. No, that's not it. I try to create a supportive environment for my husband. Stop your empty words. So, did you marry him because he's a president? You were aiming for a cushy life, right? I get that feeling. But unlike you, Millie, I want to earn my own wealth. Well, I bet my income is nothing compared to your husband's, but still. I knew this would happen if I mentioned Kevin to Tanya. Being quite competitive, she tends to say this and that about things when she knows someone holds a higher position than her. That's why I tried not to bring it up as much as possible. But now that she knows, maybe I just have to accept it. She would have found out eventually, so I need to let it slide. But as long as our son is attending the same daycare, I can't just cut ties. Gradually, dealing with her became a source of stress. Tanya brags about being a department head, but she's quite irresponsible with money. Especially troubling was the incident where she didn't pay the PTO fees. I contacted Tanya several times to remind her, but got no response. Wondering if something had happened to her, I decided to visit her home directly. As if nothing was wrong, she came out of the entrance. I felt a bit relieved and spoke with Tanya. Tanya, I'm sorry I came unannounced like this. I wanted to talk about the PTO fee. Do you have a moment? When I said that, she visibly showed her displeasure. Did you call me several times just to say that? Don't contact me about such trivial things. I'm busy, you know. Here, I realized that Tanya wasn't just aware of my calls, but she had deliberately ignored them. Trivial things? It's been 2 weeks past the deadline. The fee is only $30 a year, and I think it's an amount you'd be able to pay immediately. If you think so, you should pay it then. If your husband is the president, $30 is nothing to you, right? Coming all the way to my house like this? Didn't you realize you're bothering me? I didn't think you could lack so much common sense. Without listening to what I had to say, Tanya closed the door and went inside. Normally, she claims to have money and a different status than other moms because she is a department head. Yet, at times like this, she refuses to listen and brings up my husband to say I should take care of it. Tanya's actions are incredibly contradictory. Since she still refused to pay, I reported it to the PTO leader. Then, she directly went and talked to her. I'm sorry. I guess I was just careless. $30, was it? Apparently, Tanya then immediately paid. When it was me, she refused to pay and turned me away. She probably obeys those she considers above her. Feeling this way, I felt very upset. Without apologizing about this incident, Tanya approached me and said, Hey, Millie, would you like to go on a trip together? What? I was shocked by the sudden invitation. Kate, who was nearby, explained. Tanya booked a luxury hotel for us. Some of our colleagues are going too, and we thought maybe you would like to join. Well, you wouldn't say no, right? You're not working, so you must be bored every day, right? And you can just ask your husband for the money. Kate criticized this remark. Tanya, maybe you shouldn't speak like that. Millie might have plans too. But it would be nice if you could come, if you're free. No, that's not acceptable, Kate. Interrupting Kate, Tanya said. I've already included Millie in the number of people for the hotel reservation. There's a cancellation fee, so you absolutely must come. How could there be something so messed up? It seems that about 8 people will be coming, but the only ones I know are Tanya and Kate. There's no way I can enjoy the trip under such circumstances. However, since the reservation has already been made, it's a different story. It would be troublesome to inconvenience the hotel and deal with the cancellation fees. Reluctantly, I agreed to go. All right then, I'll come. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Tanya answered with satisfaction. Why does she want me to come this badly? The answer to that question was to become clear later. Thank you for your hard work. I hope you all enjoy the next 3 days here. The employees raised their voices happily at Tanya's words. I had nothing to do with it, so I didn't feel uplifted at all. On the contrary, I felt out of place and couldn't keep up with the mood. And on the first day of the trip, I found out we were staying for 3 days. I definitely couldn't stay in such a place for 3 days. Besides, I only brought enough clothes for 1 night, and I still had housework left. I decided to talk to Tanya immediately. Sorry, Tanya. I have something I need to discuss. What? We're here to have fun. So don't you dare dampen the mood. Dampen the mood? What about we do separate activities? If you have something to say, send me an email. She completely ignored me after saying that. And so I emailed Tanya and decided to return the next day. As expected, being around strangers was not relaxing at all. The moment I settled my own bill at the front desk, I felt much lighter. I must have really been worn out. The next day, Tanya called me. She was supposed to still be on the trip. Curious, I decided to answer the phone. Hello? What's the matter? Oh, Millie, some urgent business came up and I have to return today. You know I'm a department head at a major company, right? So even on my days off, work comes up. Does she really have to brag about everything? I listened with a bitter smile. I need to go back today, so please take care of the bill. It'll be about $20,000, but since your husband is a president, he can easily afford it, right? What? I'm already home, though. Huh? What do you mean? Why would you go back early from such a nice hotel? Tanya raised her voice over the phone, so loud that I inadvertently pulled my smartphone away from my ear. Actually, I often stay at that hotel with my husband, so it's not anything new. What? Do you mean you're not here right now? I already told you. I'm at home right now. Behind Tanya Speechless, I could hear cheerful voices. I can't believe we can stay another night here. I'm really glad I work for this company. And she said she'll even cover the hotel costs. Hooray, Tanya! Let's make sure to enjoy everything here before we leave. Anyway, come to the hotel right now. Right now. With that, she abruptly hung up. I had been ignoring her words as it wasn't my concern, but she kept calling. So I decided to head to the hotel once more. The moment Tanya saw me, she approached angrily. Finally you came. Why did you go back without telling me? Don't you think that's incredibly rude? Well, I sent you an email. It was you who specified, Tanya. It was wrong for you to talk to me when I'm busy, and since you always bother me with trivial things, I turned off my email notifications. Since that time you came begging for my money. Begging for your money? Are you talking about the PTO money? That's not trivial at all. Don't make excuses. Anyway, I had the notifications off, so I didn't see anything from you. If I didn't see it, it's the same as if you never contacted me. Pushing such unreasonable arguments, Tanya spoke rapidly. Now the others are out right now, so go to the front desk and pay for the hotel right away. Then I'll forgive you for going back home like that. I told everyone I would pay, so make sure to pay the full $20,000. By the way, I didn't bring any cash, so I can't cover it. Pay up and boost my reputation. Feeling better after saying her piece, Tanya laughed loudly. Just then, Kate and the employees returned. They seemed a bit angry. Oh, Millie, I thought you went home. Kate asked curiously. I came back because of a few things. I thought I shouldn't complain in front of everyone, so I glossed over what had happened. Oh, I see. Well, Tanya, can I talk to you about something? What is it? Why is everyone so upset? Tanya said angrily. At the front desk earlier, they said it's past the checkout time. What's that about? What? I don't know anything about that. I've made the reservation. Well, I checked the reservation, and checkout was at 10 a.m. today. You said we were staying until tomorrow, but that was a lie. But I did book it until tomorrow. Maybe you didn't check properly. It's always like this. I've been fed up with you for a while now. You're sloppy at work and try to make us do everything. But this time, I really thought better of you because you planned a trip for us. But this is what happens. I was surprised by Kate's words. I thought Tanya was doing well at the company. It seems that was not the case. Maybe Kate's pent-up anger exploded. Kate and the others looked quite stern. Well, wait a minute. Mistakes happen. We're only human after all, right? Okay, so let's concede that point for now. Then, What you said to Millie earlier, was that true? I heard you say you didn't bring any money, and she should pay for everything. You heard that? Everyone here heard it. Some even recorded it. What would the president think if he heard this? Tanya's face turned pale. No, this is because Millie didn't tell me about leaving. If she told me she was going home early, none of this would have happened. I told you clearly, though, I intervened. But Tanya tried to push her standpoint. No, I didn't know. Well, I heard that Millie was going back. She even came to us to say her goodbyes when leaving the hotel. Whatever you say now is pointless, Tanya. Your credibility has already hit rock bottom. Not just with me, but with all the employees. We will be reporting this incident, just so you know. Wait, please don't do that. I have a life to lead. What am I supposed to do if I lose my job? You reap what you sow, right? Please reflect on what you've done. And with that, we left Tanya behind and departed from the hotel. Until now, I wondered why I was called for this trip. But now I understand what Tanya had in mind. Probably to make me cover the hotel costs. That way, she could gain the trust of the employees. However, her plan ended in a big failure. Afterwards, Tanya managed to settle the payment using her multiple credit cards. Due to additional charges for the extended stay, she ended up paying a considerable amount. Furthermore, following Kate's accusations, she was dismissed from the company. Thus, Tanya now faces a life of debt. This is precisely what you would call a fall from grace of a department head. Not just in the company, but even in the daycare, rumors about Tanya spread. Perhaps feeling uncomfortable under the cold stares, she moved far away. It's truly sad for her husband and child who got dragged into this. However, I heard that a divorce might be underway. As for me, this incident has led me to become very close with Kate and Tanya's other colleagues. Soon, a small networking event with the companies from Kevin's employees will be held. It seems like a good opportunity for mutual inspiration, and it looks promising for Kevin's business too. The more people I interacted with, I gained many new ideas for childcare and housework. My days are now very enjoyable. Once things settle down, I'm thinking of going on a trip to that same hotel with everyone.